Alright, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Let's get talking on some of this topic about what they're calling biologics. So, I'm not looking up a lot of terms. I'm not very familiar with the news, but it's about time to start, giving some attention to some of the upcoming news that's kind of been, that there's been a lot of buzz about. One of those topics is indeed about aliens, about UFOs. Now, I am not a person that pays a lot of attention to television and news and things like that. On occasion, I'll watch sports. I'll either watch it at the gym a little bit or purposely on TV as planned, or just, my folks often have the news just playing in the background and stuff, but I usually try to put in headphones or close the door or, change the channel or turn it down or turn it off so I don't have to just be hearing the news while I'm cooking or something like that. But we have a household where the news is often playing, so it's not uncommon to have the news going, but that's kind of how I hear news, is like there's little things and then people send me stuff. So even as much as I try to avoid the news, I still hear things, right? And so I've definitely been hearing all the buzz about the UFOs and things, about the debriefings about them, about the whistleblowers who have come forth talking about UFO sightings, and that's all I thought it was, and I talked to a couple friends today, and, we were in our little chat, and, all that I've heard about are people saying, hey, there's UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call it, something flying around in the sky, which we've all known. But I was just like, okay, I want to know, are there aliens? Like, is there like some beings out there? And also, how would that play a role in religion? Like, how does that impact religion, spirituality, things like that? So, I kind of delved into some things. Where not deeply. I didn't delve deeply. I just brushed over some things, and I just kind of looked it up and saw one short clip of one of the whistleblowers talking about, if there were, crashed crafts, were there any, live remains kind of in there, and they said yes, and then they said, were there non-human living, I guess they call them biologics, and they're like yes, and so I'm like, oh shoot, so and it sounds like there's been a process of silencing people who have tried to come forth about things too. So that's not good either. But yeah, I found it pretty exciting. To me, as my human nature and what we've been kind of taught, we've definitely been trained to think, okay, if there's alien life, when it comes, it's going to be a danger. It's going to hurt us. We need to fight against it. before they kill us, right? I think almost every movie has that theme in it. Even with nice aliens, like if you've seen the movie Mac and Me, or if you've seen the movie E.T., like these are old from like the 80s or whatever. But even then, there was like some type of scientists and other people out there, government involved, trying to like get to these aliens. Um, and so there is a lot that's being that we've been taught. There's a lot that we've been taught about aliens, more from a fear perspective. Now, humans, we are very fragile with fear towards differences in the first place. I mean, we can't even get it right with the skin tone, and it's almost kind of funny, like when I've heard comedians talk about aliens and, why don't they show themselves to us and that kind of thing, And they're like, there was this comedian, I think Josh Johnson, who was making a joke like, why would they come and talk to us? Like, they see that we have different skin shades and we kill each other over that. So it's like things like that where it's like, who knows? Who knows? Like, I don't even know what to make of things sometimes. So I just say, who knows? But yeah, like it's, I think it's a little troubling to think of someone who might, not really understand, or someone who is just like really just trying to just live their lives. I think it can be a little bit problematic trying to think about how would that work? How would someone make that work? Like, yeah, aliens and humans are so different, but or maybe not. I don't know. There might be aliens that live amongst us that, I've got my suspicions about the Zuckerbergs and the Elon Musk types that, seem suspiciously intelligent and know things and act in ways and move in ways that most of us don't, and seem to kind of have some kind of otherworldly knowledge, if you want to call it that. I've only got a little less than 5 minutes to record. I've got an appointment coming up. I gotta go view an apartment. But, yeah, that's kind of primarily what I'd say I've noticed is, that kind of theme. Just the kind of, but when it comes to religion, I don't know that many religions that teach that there were no other beings ever. I feel like most religions teach, at the very least, that people were made by some other type of being, or even cultures that might not be like from a religious perspective, but even most cultures' origin story has some kind of either natural element that humans came from, or some kind of natural phenomena that happened, or some kind of being that purposefully made humans or did something to create humans. Like, even in the Bible, it talks about the Nephilim, the Nephilim during the time of Noah that came down and, you know, procreated with women, human women, and human women were having these babies that were half something else and half human. And it turns out that those beings had some kind of an intelligence that was either teaching others or instructing or engaging with other humans to try to help them make a lot of tools and weapons for war and different types of thinking that kind of led God to need to wipe them off the face of the planet. There were also, before that, that's Noah, so even before Noah, there were angels guarding the Garden of Eden. And God itself was also considered non-human and created humans. And so even if we look just biblically, I mean, the story in the Quran is different. The humans came from a blood clot, but still they were formed. So I don't know, there's all these thoughts about kind of like, what's up with that, you know, what's up with that, what was going on with that story, you know, what's that all about, you know. But yeah, so it's not that obvious of a thing, but yeah, we've definitely come a long way from, you know, the government consistently denying and lying to us. I mean, who's surprised, right? Like, they lie through their freaking teeth. It's like, how can you be lying all these years saying, oh, there was nothing, oh, there was nothing? You know, even about stuff like why we go to war and, like, you know, about the weapons of mass destruction, and they just lie straight to our faces, you know. I did not sleep with that, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, and all this kind of stuff. It's like really? Like, they just lie, you know? They just outright lie. And then when they get caught in the lie, there's no punishment. But I don't think religious people would be swayed, like, in a negative way by, you know, this new information being leaked. I think they've kind of steered pretty clear of taking any real direct stances.